How you all doing? Hi! What's up? I don't know, man. What to do? I can't think of any top 10 lists to make. Actually, I have an idea.
You see, dear viewer, what do you think sells a game? Is it good trailers? Actually showing gameplay? You know, just good franchise name, you know what I mean? A good box art? All of them are true, but I think a game needs a good title. Think about it. Super Mario Bros., Halo, God of War, just to name a few. They're all simple.
But sometimes companies don't get it. They think they need to complicate things. They want to add some clever, taglines, stupid puns, make things very complicated. And we're going to look at those. This is the top 50, alright? 50 worst video game titles. This should be fun. What's the first one we got here? At number 50, we have Ninja Baseball Batman. What do you mean? Worst title? This has to be like the best title I've ever heard. Ninja Baseball Batman? Well, I hate to ruin it for you guys, but this game does not have any ninjas. And even more disappointing, doesn't even have Batman. The Batman in the title refers to the characters in the game wielding bats. I've heard the game's actually really solid, but it's still disappointing. At number 49, Madden 25. Weird to think about how just in 2 years we're going to be getting an actual Madden 25, because it'll be 2024. Madden and all these sports games, they have the next year in the title. So that begs the question, why is there a Madden 25 in the year 2013 going into the year 2014? I know why, yes, it was like the 25th anniversary of the Madden series, but for a franchise that numbers their installments based on the year they're going into, this just complicates things. And once again, there's soon going to be 2 Madden 25s. At number 48, we got Battlefield 1. Look, I know. It's called Battlefield 1 because this is, it takes place during World War I. But when Call of Duty, made a game based in World War II, they didn't call it Call of Duty 2. Hell, the next game in the franchise after Battlefield 1 took place in World War II. They didn't call that Battlefield 2, they called it Battlefield 5. So maybe that poses a question. Maybe Battlefield 5 actually takes place during World War 5. Does that mean that shitty game Battlefield 2042 actually takes place during World War 2042? All the way in the future? Or maybe they just fucked up and stupidly named this Battlefield 1. At number 47, Triangle Strategy. Now, this is a game I've heard great things about. But the problem is, they called it Triangle Strategy. Triangle Strategy it's named after the way of which you play the game. Like this time you have a strategy you can use. Multiple strategies actually, with 3 of your party members. Thus, Triangle Strategy. But that would be like if you named Mortal Kombat like Fatality Fighter or something like that, Just lazy, I feel. For a while it was like working title, Triangle Strategy. And I feel like that was a working title, and then they couldn't think of a better title, so they just called it Triangle Strategy. At number 46, and I have to look at this one, 999. 9 hours, 9 persons, 9 doors. Now don't get me wrong, this is actually a pretty solid title when you know the context to this hidden gem, but it's such an unappealing title. Seriously, the fixation with the number 9. Well, what are you, Hitler? Sorry. At number 45, we have Zombie U. No, Zombie U. This is like, it's a lazy title, it's a zombie game and it's on the Wii U. Thus, Zombie U. I mean, it doesn't lie. At number 44, Carnage Rally. This is a weird case where the title, box art, and logo are all fucking stupid. And I hear the game's actually pretty good, but you wouldn't know that by looking at any of those 3 things. Sucks. A lot of people have reasons not to play this game. Especially since, what's Carnage? How do you even say this? Carnage? Is this a play on Carnage? Or is Carnage, is that the character we see here? Is that something in the game? It doesn't make me want to play the game, that's for sure. At number 43, and I'm not going to know this without looking at it, Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo HD Remix. Are you sure this is the 30th fucking version of Street Fighter 2, or is it a remix of the music? At number 42, Tactics Ogre, Let Us Cling Together. Let's not cling together, please. At number 41, Tokyo Mirage Sessions, Sharp FE. Now, when you read this title, you probably read it as Tokyo Mirage Sessions FE. You know, not too bad, but when you read the title, you're actually supposed to pronounce the hashtag or the sharp symbol as sharp. So, the first question that comes to mind is why? And number 40 is Everybody's Gone to the Rapture. Now, don't get me wrong, this is a really good game, and, you know, the title doesn't sound that bad at first, but then you realize when you play the game, this title is a spoiler! At number 39, Melty Blood, Actress Again, Current Code. What does that even mean? At number 38 is Iggy's Wreckin' Balls. I'm sorry, this game's called Iggy's Wreckin' Balls? What kind of Wreckin' Balls? You mean like the Miley Cyrus kind? Like this in 2014? Or you mean the other kind where you're like with someone else and at number 37, no one can stop Mr. Domino. Absolutely nobody. Also, who is Mr. Domino and why can't I stop him? Can't anyone stop him? The game doesn't even believe in me. Well, I don't want to play this game then. At number 36, Special Cybernetic Attack Team. Now that name sounds pretty cool and all, but it's not really the official title of the game. It's mostly referred to by its acronym, SCAT. SCAT, in case you don't know, is another word for animal shit. And number 35, MAG. You guys remember MAG? It was this like massive action game. Literally, that's what it's called. That's what MAG stands for. It's an acronym for Massive Action Game. This Massive Action Game is called Massive Action Game. At number 34, Tongue of the Fat Man. Where do I even begin with this one? Well, I'll play a little game with you guys. You got a game called Tongue of the Fat Man. What kind of game do you think this is? I'll give you some time. Go on. Stop. And you're wrong. It's a fighting game. At number 33, Cock-In. Cock-In. Can I cock out? At number 32 is Butts Ball. Why? This is a Pong clone as well. Why? Where did you come up with the name Butts Ball? Like, are you immature? This has to be in such an immature title, Butts Ball? On top of that, they misspelled ball. Dude, ball is like one of the easiest words to spell. Why'd you leave out an L? You know, you can take the other L. At number 31, and I kid you not, this is the title of an actual video game. Bomb! Who let the dog fight? Who? No, but seriously, you know what? I don't need to say anything else on that. At number 30, we have Dissidia 012 Final Fantasy 012 012 012 how do you say this? At number 29, if it moves, shoot it. Really? If it moves, shoot it? Oh my god. Thank you so much. Who needs instructions or a tutorial when you have the game's title? At number 28, we have Unpossible. Did Ralph Wiggum make this game? Well, whoever did definitely failed English. At number 27, and I have to read this one, we have Leisure Suit Larry 3, Passionate Patty in Pursuit of the Pulsating Pectorals. It's a lot of P's. At number 26, we have Zenzizenzik. 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 What the actual fuck? At number 25, here we go. We have HTOL Sharp, I'm going to assume that's Sharp again, just for the lulz. NIQ, The Firefly Diary. I don't know, you fucking try. At number 24, we have Mobile Suit Gundam. Gundam versus Zeta Gundam. Did you guys know that this was a Gundam game? No? What do you mean no? You just got Gundam 3 times at a time. What are you talking about? At number 23, we have VV. Get it? Because the spikes in the game are shaped like V's? That's where the name comes from. Because the spikes in the game. At number 22, and I love this one, The Legend of Legacy. I don't even need to comment on that one, I feel. At number 21, Beyond the Beyond. Now this game poses a question. How much further beyond can you go from the beyond? I need to know. At number 20, Nier Replicant. This is a pretty cool game. You know, it was a remake of a game that never really sold very well here. I didn't read you the full title though. And the full title of this game is Nier Replicant version .1.22474487.139 ... At number 19, and this is the full title of this game, Golf Magazine presents 36 great holes starring Fred Couples. That's how it be sometimes. At number 18, we have Balls 3D. Balls 3D. I've been speechless 3 times in a row. At number 17, we have Irritating Stick. Irritating Stick? Never put the word irritating in your title. At number 16, we got Divine Divinity. Alright, this ain't no ordinary RPG. What the fuck is this? Divinity Original Sin? Or whatever it's called? Nah, move out of the way. We need repetition. Speaking of repetition, at number 15, we have Kung Fu Panda Showdown of Legendary Legends. A legend is already legendary, no? And at number 14, we have Kingdom Hearts HD 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue. I'm sorry, did I just read Final Chapter Prologue? That's Kingdom Hearts for you. They have a bunch of titles like this. Like, number 13, Kingdom Hearts... Okay, now how do you say this shit? 358 over 2 days? 358 over 2 days? Or is it a math equation? 358 divided by 2 equals days. Or maybe you do 358, you know, and you divide that by 2 and get 197. So maybe the title is 197 days. No. Wanna know how you say this? You'll never believe this. It's Kingdom Hearts 358 days over 2. Because that makes all the sense in the world. Number 12, Wild Woody. Now this one's bad. This one's really bad. Now it might not sound that bad in the grand scheme of things. You know, it's a fucking pencil. You know, it's just made out of wood. It makes sense. But this game was actually controversial for sharing the title of a porn film. At number 11, we have, and are you ready for this one? Because this one's a good one. Cthulhu Saves the World Super Hyper Enhanced Championship Edition Alpha Diamond DX Plus Alpha FES HD Premium Enhanced Game of the Year Collector's Edition. Now that is 24 words, 52 syllables, and 176 characters, including spaces. You might be wondering, how is this not even in the top 10 DPX? Well, there's no way they titled this game that and weren't in on the joke. Kicking off the top 10, we have Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. Revengeance. This is such a beloved game, you know. A lot of people love this game, and I feel like most people forget just how stupid this title is. Metal Gear Rising Revenge or Metal Gear Rising Vengeance, I feel like could have worked fine. But no, Revengeance. At number 9, and I kid you not, this is the actual title of this game, How to Be a Complete Bastard. Can you teach me? At number 8, remember Peter Jackson's King Kong movie? It got a game. It got a video game, you know? Pretty cool stuff. Why am I talking about that? Because there's no way they fucked up the title. All they gotta do is just give it the title of the movie and give that to the game, you know what I mean? So that's not why I'm talking about it. It's not on this list, right? Wrong. The actual title of the video game adaptation of Peter Jackson's King Kong is called Peter Jackson's King Kong, the official game of the movie. Just in case you didn't know, this was based off of Peter Jackson's King Kong, or if it was official. So, now you know. At number 7, we have every goddamn video game reboot that keeps the title of the original game. Look, I know it wants to tell you that it's a reboot, but it makes things confusing. Sonic the Hedgehog, Castlevania, Saints Row, Bionic Commando, Altered Beast, Medal of Honor, hell, even good games are guilty of this. Doom, Hitman, Tomb Raider, God of War, Mortal Kombat, Killer Instinct, Ninja Gaiden, Ratchet and Clank. It just sounds like they had nothing better to call them, so, you know, it's a reset. Don't play any of the other games, just play this one. At number 6, we have Xexes, Wises. How do you say this shit? The thing is, I played this game. It's actually a really good game. It's a hidden gem, if I will go as far as to saying that. So then why would you give it a name that I don't even know how to say? Xexes? What the fuck? At number 5, Big Mother Truckers. Really, THQ? THQ, you guys made this game. Think you're so clever. Big Mother Truckers? Well, that one's not on the list, because it got a sequel. Wanna know what the sequel is called? Big Mother Truckers 2, Truck Me Harder. Please, THQ, please don't truck me harder. I love this title. At number 4, we have Infinite Undiscovery. You don't discover things, you undiscover things. How does that even work? What does that even mean? Do you forget about things? Can't wait to undiscover things, that's for sure. At number 3, and I cannot believe this is an actual name to an actual game that actually got released. Actually. But at number 3, we have Wargasm. Our runner-up at number 2 is Touch Dick. Touch Dick? I know, I get it. It is a dictionary, you know? Dick is spelled D-I-C, and it's an abbreviation for dictionary. But you still called the game Touch Dick. Now I know what you're thinking. What can possibly be number 1? Especially if number 2 is Touch Dick. What can be worse than that? Well, Under Night In-Birth. Pretty solid games, you know, pretty cool fighting games. And the name Under Night In-Birth isn't even that bad, really. But I've read you the titles. The full title for one of the games is Under Night In-Birth, Late CL-R, Last Night at the Dawn, a young man shows up. Hellfire burns down the surroundings. The ice coffin quietly lies. So the time comes, here ring the bell of the dawn, the dark night will soon be over. Now that's not a plot synopsis of the game on the game's official page, nor is it like a fanfiction or anything. That's the game's actual title. But it doesn't end there with Under Night In-Birth, as we got this one. Take a look. Under Night In-Birth, Thousand Night, Recurrence Night, Reverie End Invite, and ellipses, 7 Days Immortal, Unreal Black Things, X Late. Or how about Under Night In-Birth, Late ST, The Deep Darkness of the Hollow Night, New Shells of Incarnation Alight, One Swing of a Sword, Sinuous White Snake, Savage Fangs of the Beast, Tonight, the Deepest Night, Blessing for All Who Confronts. You know, sometimes something's just so ridiculous. Me, the funny guy, this stand-up comedian, doesn't know what to make of them. This is one of those moments.
Video game box art. You know, they say don't judge a book by its cover, which is good advice, as what's on the cover might not be a reflection of what's on the game. Or, I mean, the saying is book, so what's on the book. But it applies for anything. So that way, it might be a little silly to make fun of box arts. But on the other hand,
I don't care. While there are many box arts that are great and are perfect representations of what the game is, they can't all be winners. So, I give you the top 50 worst video game box arts of all time. Let's begin. What are we waiting for? We're waiting for me. I'm I have control over how this video goes. Kicking off the list at number 50 is the Callisto Protocol. Now this game was actually pretty divisive, but we don't need to get into like the nitty gritty of that, you know, what people liked, what people didn't like. We don't need to get into that, and specifically how the game sucks and is poorly designed, but we're not here to talk about that, alright? We're here to talk about the box art. Now, you might look at this and not think it's that bad, but then you take a close look at Jacob's face over here. He doesn't look scared, he looks mildly unamused. Kind of like how I was when I was playing this game. And number 49 is GoldenEye 007. Another one, you know, might not look too bad, but let's zoom in on Pierce Brosnan's face. Okay, I'm sure that was like a defect, it was a mistake, you know, it was an error, whatever. They shipped a game with that. And number 48 is Spider-Man for PS4. Really? This? You have the definitive Spider-Man game on, like, anything. This is the box art. You get Spidey doing a cool pose in front of a red plain background. Well, the thing, when the mid-quel, I guess, came out, Spider-Man Miles Morales, they put Miles Morales doing a cool pose in front of a plain black background. But hey, with the new one coming out, you know, Spider-Man 2, they put both Peter and Miles in front of a plain red background. They're doing this to spite me. At number 47 is Warhammer 40k Deathwatch. Kind of similar to Spider-Man, as you got two characters in front of a plain background, except these two are just standing there, and on top of that, it looks like there are two other characters that got cropped out of the photo, but not completely. Whoever did that should have gotten fired. At number 46 is Ghost Lion for NES. Now this one just screams 80s. Like the name alone screams 80s. But this box art is not good. First of all, this chick's face looks almost like a distorted Johnny Lawrence from the Karate Kid pasted onto a woman's body. And I get the lion, I guess it's supposed to be a ghost, but he just looks weird being gray. Also, what is it with these mountains? Is the woman and the lion just very big, or are these mountains just very tiny? I need to know. At number 45, we have Madden 22. Really? I get Madden, the Madden games have gotten lazier and lazier, but really? At least like most of the box arts were fine. They were just a guy at least throwing or catching a ball. This one, you just got Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes looking at the camera, and you called it a day. At number 44 is WCW Backstage Assault. What the fuck is this? You have Resident Evil Santa actor Goldberg, doing some sort of slam to someone else through a brick wall? What am I looking at here? At number 43 is Street Fighter 6. Man, it pains me to put like Street Fighter 6 on anything, on any video, any list that has the word the worst, or the two words the worst in the title. But what is this box art? Look, I get Capcom, you know, you guys want to promote Luke as your new face of Street Fighter. You know, a lot of people took issue with this box art because it had Luke and no one else in it. That's not my issue with it. My issue is, what kind of face is that? Why is he making that face? How do you even make that face? No. Please don't click off. That's not worth it. We go from one Capcom game with the number 6 in it to another with number 42, Resident Evil 6. Or in other words, this box art, as what I've been told, okay, I did not think of this myself, okay, don't get the wrong idea. But now I can't unsee it, so neither will you. The giraffe getting a blowjob. Now you can't unsee it. At number 41 is WWF in Your House. Yeah, I actually played this one a few months ago for my WWF games episode, and I said that this box art looks like Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, and Vader looking like they were printed out on a printer that was running low on ink. I don't know what the fuck I was talking about. But my main issue is, why are they all like jumping onto a house? What's with the house just looks weird? Why is it a plain white background? And what's with the tagline, "There goes the neighborhood"? At number 40 is Terminator for Sega CD. 1 Arnold, 2 Arnold, 3 Arnold, 4 Arnold. I understand it's a Terminator game, but I get that. I get that by reading the title and looking at 1 Arnold. You don't need to put 4 him on there. At number 39, we have Super Mario RPG, as in like the new Switch remake. At the time of recording, this was announced not too long ago, which is pretty cool, and I cannot wait to play it, but what the fuck is this box art? They could have done way better. In fact, I should actually like this because they added Gino and Mallow to the cover, but the box art originally was just Mario, Peach, and Bowser standing still, just their models over like a cool looking background. They could have done something interesting, but no. It's Mario, Peach, Bowser, Gino, and Mallow in their up-res but still generic models in front of a generic white background. At number 38 is Yakuza 3. I don't know, maybe Kiryu can take like a little step back, just a little bit. At number 37 is Dangerous Streets. More like Dangerous Cheeks, am I right? I guess it's the only thing they put any amount of detail into. Everything else looks fucking terrible. At number 36, Hot Brain. Now I think I'm going to use my big brain, okay, my big brain, to analyze the cover of Hot Brain. As you can see, there is a person, I'm assuming this is a person's head, and we can see the brain. It's icy, warm, and on fire! And who can forget the most iconic math equations? 9 question mark 9 equals 81. 6 times 7 equals question mark? The mysteries in life. And number 35 is Irritating Stick. You might remember this one from my worst video game titles list, but as it turns out, it's got a terrible title and a terrible box art. Can somebody tell me what's going on here? What's with all these colors? And who is holding this? It looks like maybe Mario is holding it. Maybe? Mario's in a PlayStation game? Number 34 is the Japanese box art of Ratchet and Clank 3. Cause what am I looking at? What's going on with Ratchet's face over there? Why is he like, what? Little side note, you know, Japan has some weird Ratchet and Clank box arts. All of them are very bizarre. Honorable mention especially goes to Ratchet and Clank 5, as it is known in Japan, or here, size matters. Because why is Ratchet such a brighter yellow than anyone else? Why is he, what? Number 33, Cockin'. Yet another game from the worst titles list, but the box art is just as bad. It looks like this woman is holding an egg, maybe like a chicken egg, you know, so when the title says cock, they mean chicken and not, you know. At 32 is Bomberman for TurboGrafx 16. There are two main things I take issue with in this box art. One is, what are these Tin Man looking ass cartoony characters? No, this isn't Bomberman. Bomberman is a cartoony character, don't get me wrong, but who are these? And also, what's with the realistic IRL faces plastered onto the cartoony characters? What's wrong with you? At number 31 is Donkey Kong for Intellivision. Why does Mario, or Jumpman I guess, look like Superman holding Thor's hammer? Is that supposed to be Donkey Kong? I know, you know, it's a box art from like the 70s or 80s, whenever this was. Yeah, they get a bit of leeway because they kind of went a little ham, but Donkey Kong here looks like a roided up Lanky Kong. Kicking off the top 30, we got Pets Monkey Madness. Hey, did you guys know that this was a game about monkeys? Also, what's up with this monkey by the Ubisoft logo on the bottom? What the fuck's he? It looks like he's trying to do the like a Bantha meme, but before it was a thing. At number 29 is GameStop's used game box arts. What's that? Are you saying that I am not allowed to include these because they're from GameStop and not from like an actual video game publisher? Fuck you, it's my list, I do whatever I want. I know you're buying it used from GameStop, and sometimes, you know, when people bring some of their used games in, they bring in just the disc. So when you buy it from them, when you buy a used game from them, you know, they gotta give you something like this, you know? I don't know if you can tell, yeah. These are just a couple of them I had. I had more, but I guess I sold them. I brought them back to GameStop. But, I mean, do fucking anything but this? This is so lame! But other times, they don't do that, and instead they go on Google Images and get some, like, fan art for the game, and they use that as the box art. The thing is, you wanna know what else you can find on Google Images? The actual box art. At number 28, we got Dudes with Attitude. So we got these big heads. We got this dude with the 80s hair. We got this chick with the hair. And this pirate. But I'm just confused. Number 27, Palamedes. What the fuck is going on here? Another big head? But this one's worse. Who is this? I think we gotta help him because he's getting trampled. But what's up with this face? In fact, what the fuck is up with all these faces? Would you buy this? Be honest. Did you buy this? At number 26 is Konami's best, Castlevania Dawn of Sorrow. Great game, definitely deserving of the label Konami's best. I guess that's Konami's version of like Nintendo Selects or like, you know, the Platinum Hits label you'll see on PlayStation and Xbox games. But do you guys see what the problem is with this one? No? Alright, how about now? So they had to like, this was a decision that was made within the company, and we got approved. No one went like, maybe we should make the box art like, you know, not a picture of the fucking box art. Halfway through the list with number 25, Eliminator Boat Duel. Now I gotta give props to the artists here by making the very colorful, but why is the water purple? Is that just what water looks like in the world of Eliminator Boat Duel? But wait, look at this wave, and look at the water under the wave. It's blue. What's going on here? For 24 is Scrapyard Dog. Look at his nose! No way that was the box art made for this game, unironically. Look at the dog, look at his everything! Number 23 is Tao Feng, Fist of the Lotus. What the fuck is this? You got the boogeyman, like the wrestler, the boogeyman, really close up and making a weird face. Can you just move the camera back just a little bit? Also, little side note, at the very top where it says, from the co-creator of Mortal Kombat. Yeah, John Tobias made this one. 22 is Tongue of the Fat Man. Another one. Another game where the box art is an uncomfortably close-up on an uncomfortably weird face. And just like Tao Feng, would you believe me if I told you that this was a fighting game? Yeah, I didn't mention that about Tao Feng, but that one and this are both fighting games. Yeah. By the way, I love the Activision logo on the bottom. You know, I think it really comes full circle. At number 21 is Amnesia Dark Descent. No way! You have one of the most critically acclaimed and widely beloved horror game franchises, and you give it this box art. What even? It looks like Abe from Abe's Odyssey fused with a fucking unborn baby bird. Kicking off the top 20, we got the US version of Ico. Now I want to specify the US cover, because the Japanese cover is actually pretty solid and a pretty good representation of what the game is. But the US cover, what am I looking at? What's with Ico's face? What's with this woman in the back? What's with the cropped background? Why is it just a fucking windmill? What happened here? Why do we always get the shittier covers? Japan always gets the good ones. Coming in at number 19, we have every single Sega Master System game, pretty much. Call this cheating, but again, it's my list. But what was Sega thinking here? You know, okay, I get they wanted to have something similar to like the NES with the black box games, but this just looks generic, and in the case of pro wrestling, let's never speak of this again. Number 18 is Pac-Man for Atari. Okay, guys, who do you think you're fooling? This isn't Pac-Man. Since when was Pac-Man a buck-toothed with a humanoid, normal, like, human arms and legs? Get this shit out of my face. And number 17 is the US cover of Silent Hill. What is this? And how come I don't ever hear this get brought up in conversations of the worst video game box arts? But what is this? What is this even supposed to be in the box art? This isn't Harry or fucking anyone in the game. What happened here? Speaking of Harry, number 16 is Hammer and Harry. Because what's with the face? Did Luke from Street Fighter 6 take inspiration from here? No, but like, what is this? Was this supposed to make me want to buy the game? Make me want to do anything but. Coming in at number 15 is pretty much every box art that is just the game's logo and nothing else. I really don't think I need to explain this one. You have a whole lot in the game going on. Why is the box art just the game's logo and nothing else? And that's the case with some games you wouldn't expect to have just the logo as the box art. Metal Gear Solid, Mother 3, the PAL version of Final Fantasy 7. These games deserve much better than these box arts. Like, come on. Number 14 is Carnage Rally. You might remember this one from my worst titles list. Cause Carnage, what does that even mean? Did I even say it right? But that's the least of the game's problems, because I bring you over to the box art. What's with this guy's face? He's just like... What kind of face is this? You don't make that face when you're trying to promote a cool racing game. What's with the car? Why is the car blurred? What's with the R in the logo? I get that's the logo. That could be a separate list if you guys want. But, still, what's with this box art? Number 13 is Phalanx. Okay, nice old man playing the banjo. Doesn't even seem that bad, you know. Definitely not worth being nearly into the top 10. So what gives? Well, that's the box art. Here's the gameplay. Now you see why. And number 12 is Cheggers Party Quiz. Who even is Cheggers? Anyways, why do they take like an in-engine Xbox 360 fucking screenshot and make it the cover? It looks so ugly. At number 11 is Super Bust a Move. Why is there a baby with a saliva bubble on the box art? You might not notice it, but in the reflection of the shades, you can see screenshots of the game that this is a box art for. Why is that taking a backseat to this baby? Alright, top 10 time. You think you've seen the worst of it? Well, you ain't seen nothing yet. Kicking off the top 10 is Custer's Revenge. Am I even allowed to show this one? Well, Custer's Revenge, if you know, you know. But on an artistic perspective for this box art, I'll just say, why is this realistic looking woman here, but then there's this cartoony, I guess this is General Custer? It just doesn't look right. And that's... I'm gonna move on from Custer's Revenge, alright? At number 9 is Batman Arkham City Game of the Year Edition. Game is definitely, you know, perfectly deserving of the Game of the Year moniker. But, we get it. We get it. You don't need to fucking paste all the goddamn positive reviews all over the box art. You know, most box arts that have that stuff do like 1 review, maybe 2, but not fucking like 17 or however many there are here. Like, I get it. Game's great. Number 8 is Donkey Kong for Atari. Yeah, you thought the Intellivision one was bad? Well, here's the Atari one. Do I need to tell you what's wrong with this one? No? I do? Okay, well, where's Donkey Kong? Where's Mario? Or Jumpman, sorry. Not Mario. Where's Jumpman? Or Pauline? Who are these guys? At number 7 is Blood and Guts. No way. No. At number 6 is Bust a Move 2 Arcade Edition. Oh, you thought Super Bust a Move was bad? Oof. Bust a Move 2 Arcade Edition's box art makes me want to stay far, far away from it. By the way, Bust a Move is a spin-off of Bubble Bobble. You know, the 2 main characters are Bub and Bob. These guys. This is the box art with a game that has these 2 cute little dinosaurs as the main characters. You know what? I think that's perfectly fine, actually. Okay, I'm calmed down. I'm ready to do the top 5. Are you ready, though? Because you're not. I am. Kicking off the top 5 is Loca Glow. Oh my god. Oh my god. What the fuck is this? What the fuck? What the oh my god. Maybe I wasn't ready. And number 4 is Mega Man, as in all the NES games. Alright, call this cheating, okay? But once again, my list. But I really can't pick here, alright? Let's start with the first Mega Man game. Not only is Mega Man not yellow and doesn't hold a gun, he has an arm cannon. Why does he look like a middle-aged, overweight man when he's supposed to be like a robot kid? This was definitely an inside joke that became a reality. It was like, what if we made Mega Man look fat in the fucking box art? But wait, when Mega Man 2 came out, they had the ability and opportunity to make the box art look better. And they did, but not a whole lot better. Because, I mean, they got his colors right, and he doesn't look like a fat guy anymore, but why is he still holding a gun? And what's with the visor? What the fuck is up with his foot over there? Hey, Europe got a pretty shitty Mega Man 2 box art as well. Who the fuck is this? This isn't Mega Man. This looks like if you fused Mega Man with the Tin Man from The Wizard of Oz. Mega Man deserved way better than this. How come they couldn't just get it right with him for a while? The fuck? And number 3 is Killer Kong! I can't do this. I no longer believe this is real. I don't believe this. Alright? I know I said that about a lot of these already. I said I don't believe them. I'm drawing the line at Killer Kong. Whose idea was this? This is supposed to be worse box arts, actually. Maybe this is one of the best. You know, I had a whole bunch of things to say about Killer Kong, but like, you know, I'm just not even gonna bother because Killer Kong! Oh, and you thought that one was good. Wait till you see number 2, Mystery of the Druids. What? I don't even... How do you... What kind of face is that? Is that a face that like you can actually physically make? Is that the face of someone who wants to find out the mystery of the Druids? Lame jokes, I just took the name and made it... Look, this is what looking at box arts like this does to your brain. You fucking take over. Go ahead. It's your show now. Now I know what you're thinking. DPX, we've already seen the worst of it. You know, we've already seen Loka Glow, Mega Man, Mystery of the Druids, Killer Kong. What could possibly be number 1? Well, how about every single game made by Phoenix Games? Who are Phoenix Games? Well, they are a game company that made games. Alright, more specifically, they mostly made like shovelwares, like a lot of Disney games and some other stuff. But they all shared one thing in common, and that's that all their box arts were fucking dreadful. So let's just go over some of them, you know? Let's look at Snow White and the 7 Clever Boys. I don't know what the fuck happened to anyone here. Is Snow White okay? Is the Queen okay? Are the dwarfs okay? But then let's take a look at Pinocchio, with Jiminy Cricket looking to be almost like the exact same size as Pinocchio, but also, what's going on with Pinocchio's mouth? It looks like you can fit a few $100s in there. In ones. Peter Pan is looking pretty bootleg this time around, and also Captain Hook, I can't tell if he's supposed to be standing on the ship, or is he just hanging on the bar from his hook? You know, it feels like they just made a PNG of Captain Hook and just pasted it there without really seeing where he'd be on the ship. Cinderella! I prefer the evil stepmother. The son of the Lion King! How is this one of the better looking ones? Hansel and Gretel! Stop! These are not real. Legend of Camelot! Stop. Enough. Crazy Golf! Come on, dude. Street Warrior! Oh my god. These guys did not skip leg day, arm day, abs day, fucking foot day, even the dog! The dog didn't skip any of those days either. What'd the dog do? Now, again, call this cheating, but the thing is, I feel like I could have any one of these on the list, and each of them could have been number 1. So, I'm gonna group them all together, and they're all the worst box art of any game ever. My brain's going numb. And yeah, we're gonna call it quits here, because I think if I keep going, I will see more Phoenix Games box arts, and I already have like about over 10 sleep paralysis demons already looking at those. I don't need any more. So, pray for me. Over the past few years on this series, I've covered a fair share of video game commercials and ads from Nintendo, PlayStation, Xbox, and Sega, and hell, there might still be more in the future. But you may have noticed that all those ads are video ads, you know, ads that you watch. But there's a completely different type of ad that I've yet to cover. I feel like image ads don't get talked about as much. The video is titled Print Ads cause, spoiler alert, this list is mostly print ads, aka magazine ads, but it can also be billboard ads, pop-up ads, that you see maybe on like a website. Pretty much any type of video game ad that is an image and not a video. And that brings me to the top 60 worst/craziest video game print ads. Now I have to give you guys a disclaimer. Despite this being a bunch of ads for video games, these can be disturbing, racist, sexual, sexist, and just outright uncomfortable. So, and this video might even get age restricted, so You have been warned. And lastly, I've done episodes on this series like this before, ranking box arts and names, you know, titles. But they were top 50. Why is this top 60? Well, that's just how deep this rabbit hole goes. So let's start digging. Kicking off the list at number 60 is this ad for Night Warriors, or Darkstalkers as it's better known. Ad? What ad? This ad is no ad. But if this ad is no ad, how come this ad places much lower on the list? Well, this ad being no ad is better than the other ads. Trust me. Number 59. Slightly less safe than playing chicken blindfolded on the M1 with your legs tied together whilst juggling live grenades with one hand tied behind your back as a rabid pitbull leaps at you. It's an ad for Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. Who wrote all that? At number 58 is the PS1, more powerful than God. What I love about this one is if you look really closely, it says it's a quote from Edge magazine. This is a real review for the PS1. At number 57, Croc. Another failed video game mascot that I might cover down the line, and he's making a comeback recently. But this ad shows him murdering Mario, Crash, and Lara Croft. Are you even allowed to do that in your marketing? Number 56. Sophia says spend your money to reserve a Sony PlayStation. Sophia says give the money to your local video game store and do it now. Sophia says get on your knees and bark like a dog. Okay, this just took a turn. Now give Sophia a kiss. And you blew it. You had to make it sexual. Well, you know what they say. A man's gotta do what a man's gotta do. Aha! She didn't say Sophia says. Now she has to hurt you. Damn it! Number 55, Death Trap Dungeon. Now obviously you want me to point out the obvious BDSM aesthetic that this ad gives off. But I'm not gonna do that. That's not why it's on the list. The reason it's on the list is the text. There's only one thing more torturous than playing Death Trap Dungeon. Not playing it. So are you telling me that playing Death Trap Dungeon is torture, therefore it's bad, but it's less torture than not playing it? So either way, I'm being tortured. I guess I'll just die. At number 54, it's this N64 ad. B1. What? A hot dog? Number 53, Game of War. Y'all remember this game? There was like a short period of time on the internet you couldn't go on YouTube without getting an ad for this, or go on like a website and get an ad for this, especially
The Legend 27?
Yeah, the Legend 27.
Who is the Legend 27?
That's not allowed to be on the list though. Call this cheating because it's not just one Game of War ad, it's the entire marketing campaign. These ads were annoying, they were frequent, and from what I know, they were misleading. They famously used actress and model Kate Upton to like almost be like the mascot of this game, but from from my understanding, she's like barely even in the game. Sex sells! At number 52, Game Dealer. Not quite sure what Game Dealer is. You know, on here it says GameDealer.com, so I guess it's a website. Put that in Google and it directed me to GameStop, so do with that information what you will. But that's not like what I'm worried about at all. It's a little bizarre that we see Guts and Lara Croft both here. I don't know what they're both doing here, but again, not what I'm worried about. What I am worried about though is the text that reads, in real life, Guts and Lara would play with each other, not with you. What do you mean by that? At number 51, Super Mario Strikers. Why? Speaking of balls, kicking off the top 50, we got Balls 3D. Balls out? Or how about this one that says, tell Santa you want balls for Christmas. Now I can assure you, for a fact, I do not want balls for Christmas, so don't give them to me. And number 49, if you're still playing Sega, NEC, or Nintendo, you're nothing but a weenie. If you're playing the incredibly high-powered Neo Geo system, you're a real hot dog. What? What's wrong with this? At number 48, we got our first magazine cover, and it's Lara Croft in a bikini on the PlayStation UK magazine. I mean, it's not necessarily like offensive or anything, but they straight up just put Lara Croft in a bikini and put that on the cover of a PlayStation UK magazine. You gotta love it. This is the worst / craziest. Not all these are bad, but they are crazy. Number 47, Virtua Fighter 4. I'm not quite sure what worries me more. What the dog doing, or the fact that the guy doesn't seem too bothered by it. At number 46, the second best thing to do in the dark. And what's the first? Oh! At number 45, panic. Just gross. This is just disgusting. You know, like, I get it's a play on the Got Milk ad from the time, but they're just disgusting. At number 44, we got this ad for Crash Bandicoot on GameCube. And also GBA and Xbox and PS2, but it says GameCube, like, that's what the text says, so, yeah. What's so crazy about this ad, though? You know, just Crash coming to the consoles. Well, let me zoom out and see the full picture. Crash Bandicoot getting some pussy! Coming in at number 43, we got F-Zero X. Why? What's with the I? Stop! At number 42, Game Boy. More fun than a ferret down your trousers. I got many questions, but I'm not sure if I want to know the answer to any of them, so I won't ask. At number 41, Mommy, what are those two Sega machines doing? They're making an arcade system, dear. Sex! At number 40, Hannah was wasted. Last night she partied in 4 different time zones. So this is an ad for a UK game called V-Zones. You want to see a screenshot from that game? Get wasted just like Hannah! At number 39, we got Lara Croft looks better flat. Just why? I mean, if you and I are both thinking of the same definition of flat, she's clearly not flat. I also have no idea what this is an ad for. For everything else, I can kind of maybe have some idea. Not this one. I'm not even sure if it's real. Shouldn't even be on this list? I don't know. At number 38, World Heroes. Did you guys see the absurdity in this ad? In big letters at the top? It just says, life's a bitch. This ad just says bitch in it. That's amazing. I got nothing else to say. At number 37, Hitman Blood Money. Now maybe you want to call this one cheating, right? Because it's like a series of ads. But I'm throwing them all in here. It starts off not too bad with classically executed. This guy looks like he's on something, but it's not too bad. Coldly executed. A little unsettling. Beautifully executed. Sex sells! Shockingly executed. Let's move on! Alright. This next one is a little crazy. And I'm gonna stutter. I'm gonna stumble over my lines, but I don't give a shit because this is ridiculous. And number 36 is the Sega Saturn Ice Cube ad that reads, maybe you think you people are always coming up to us at Sega and asking, know who I am? Why are you so angry? Okay, no one's ever asked us that, but check it! Sega is new. How I see things. So if you think you know what it's like, or how I feel, it's not like that. It shares the same architecture as $20,000 arcade systems. Maybe if I write it but Sega Saturn pumps the hottest arcade titles straight to your reflexes for a fraction of the cost. You're welcome. With a gameplay experience, get on the mic, that grabs you and pulls you in, it's no wonder the best games are, you'll understand, only on Sega Saturn. Like intense sports titles with everything but the jock itch. And this Christmas, exactly, Sega Saturn will have the most electrifying library of exclusive WoW-like games on the planet. Games no one else has. So don't go thinking you know what I don't think so Sega Saturn is like before you've even experienced it. And never judge a package by its wrapper. Did I just have a stroke? At number 35 is this ad for Blood Rain 2. New deadly combo system. Dynamic pull and rail combat. And a couple of other features worth noting. I should have known that was coming. No, not like that. At number 34, Nanotech Warrior. So fast, eyelids are a liability. And I don't think this video can go on YouTube anymore. It was nice knowing you. At number 33, get some color on your cheeks. This is an ad for the Neo Geo Pocket Color, by the way. At number 32, Chuck's taken one too many plasma slices to the face, one too many cyber gashes to the groin. But all is not lost, because with his Killer Instinct cartridge, he got a Killer Cuts game music CD, and a free limited edition cap. As if KI's wicked ACM graphics and 9 brutal fighting machines weren't enough, actually it was for Chuck. just ask him. On second thought, maybe not. Why? What happened to Chuck? I got nothing. What, you expect me to say something? No! At number 31, there are two kinds of gamers in this world. The ones who still play on consoles, and the ones who've actually seen breasts. Now this one feels targeted. At number 30, my stick is pure joy. And it's no extra charge. Buy the N64 right now! At number 29, John Romero is about to make you his bitch. The classic game ad, the infamous one, the one for Daikatana, one of the biggest flops in gaming history. Fair to say, John Romero did not make anybody his bitch. At number 28, the Eagle Max. Not quite sure what the Eagle Max is, you know, seems like a peripheral, judging by the ad. Now, I know what you're thinking, it's one of two things, both are pretty gross. But to prove that it's the more gross thing, the text says, drop the load.
What do you mean by that?
Now let's drop this topic and move on to the next one. At number 27, PS Vita. Touch on both sides. Well, if you insist. At number 26, all Wipeout ads. Wipeout is a pretty badass racing series on the PlayStation, as many of you may know, but it had some insane ads. You'll see why I'm throwing all of them in one entry in a second. But first, we got this one. Why are the arms so veiny? But that's nothing compared to this. That's right, you wanna know what it's like taking hard drugs? Just play Wipeout! Or how about the ad for Wipeout XL? Now this one, you see the selling point is, you know, the other Wipeout games, you just piss yourself a little bit. This one, you piss yourself a lot. But the main reason I compiled all these into one entry is because for Wipeout 2097, Sony did that too. This is actually a compilation of all the Wipeout ads for the previous games. Amazing. Kicking off the top 25, finally. Baseball without the chili dog farts. I don't understand. And you know what? I don't want to. At number 24, Gallop Racer 2004. I feel violated. At number 23, Seaman. I feel like I shouldn't ask. I refrain from asking from a lot of the other entries, but I have to ask here. What's going on over there? Coming in at number 22, maybe if you didn't play with your worms so much, it can get distracting. Wait, so are you advertising Earthworm Jim as chick repellent? Oh shit. I like Earthworm Jim. Number 21, I don't mind if my boyfriend plays with himself later. What do you mean by that? Kicking off the top 20, God knows what it's about, but it sure is fun. What? At number 19, new Game Boy Pocket. Seriously distracting. I don't see how being distracting has anything to do with like what takes up the rest of the ad, but yeah! Kidnapping! At number 18, the Sega Saturn Netlink. You know, you just want like to make a Netlink account for the Sega Saturn, just bomb Manhattan! Coming in at number 17, remember a few months ago when I covered Gex and I mentioned this?
I'm not in Kansas anymore.
Gex, buddy, any hope of you being anywhere near Kansas, I think you can just leave that with your virginity. I've seen the poster. Yeah, I don't know why I said poster. It was actually a magazine cover with advertising for Gex 3, so it's eligible for the list. What was I talking about, though? Oh yeah. It's tail time. At number 16, Microsoft Flight Simulator. So obviously this was before 9/11, but still. That didn't age well! Remember, as you buzz the 42nd floor of the Twin Towers and rudder into a power-off spin recovery above Times Square, safety is a pilot's first and foremost concern. Yeah, well, tell that to, you know. Kicking off the top 15, we got... Now, what does this have to do with Tekken? Come on, tell me. What does a bra have to do with Tekken? I also gotta wonder, you know, this ad is from Spain. So, how come the text on the bottom is in Spanish, but the text that says Round 2, fight, is in English. I got to know. At number 14, if these aren't the coolest graphics, my name isn't Yawiga Kanawi. At number 13, I remember when he couldn't keep his hands off of me. Well, lady, I hate to say it, but it looks like he's having a lot of fun with that Neo Geo. You don't even look like you want to have fun based on that face, you know, that you're making. There's a whole lot of other text that I'm not going to bother reading, except for this one part that reads, I'll show him, I'll play that Neo Geo and beat the pants off of him! And you know, maybe I just read a little too much. Coming at number 12, we got the tasty new colors for the Game Boy Pocket. Just look at all the new colors. You can buy a Game Boy Pocket, you know, represented by tongues of all things. Cause it's a video game ad, of course it's tongues. We got yellow, we got gray, red, black, green, transparent. I think you need to see a doctor for that. At number 11, hello ladies. Fancy a foursome? What? This is an ad for Rayman! This is legitimately like the only ad today, maybe not, but who's keeping track really, that just straight up says, hey, let's fuck! Rayman 2 coming this March. Oh, and don't even get me started about what that shit is in his mouth, okay? If it's what I think it is, and this isn't even in the top 10, I don't think I'm ready for the top 10. But we're entering it, so brace for impact. At number 10, we got the many PS2 ads. Call this cheating, but it's not just one ad, but rather the whole marketing campaign for the PS2. It was pretty controversial because of ads like this, or this, or this, or this. But that's not all. How about this? This guy, hide your kids, hide your wives. But the worst, without question, is this. Are those PlayStation buttons with human skin, body sweat, and body hair? And is that guy back there walking in on this woman fucking the buttons? Don't worry, by the way, the PlayStation 2 only ended up becoming the best-selling console of all time. At number 9, Codebreaker. Sometimes you gotta cheat. So I'd assume Codebreaker, which this is an ad for, is like a cheating device, you know, kind of like Game Shark or Game Genie. And I get the comparison, cheating in a game like cheating on your significant other. But why does this place so high? Sex sells! At number 8, no arms, no legs, huge features. Don't you guys get it? Rayman might not have any legs. He might not have any arms. But one thing he does have is a massive cock. At number 7, when you've got Sega Saturn triple 32-bit processing power, nothing else matters. In case you didn't notice, there is a beautiful naked woman on this page. Oh, I noticed. At number 6, all black and white Sega ads. Okay, I promise, this is the last entry that's kind of cheating. I can't just pick one. During the Sega Genesis, Master System, and Game Gear era, Sega had these black and white ads that were fucking wild. I'm not gonna go over all of them. Maybe you can pause and read some of them yourself, like this one that straight up says fuck in it. Or this one that says, the more you play it, the harder it gets. Please stop! Or how about what's blue and pisses all over everything? I don't know, and I don't want to know. And if it's Sonic, well, newsflash, maybe tell me when he's actually blue. Or who can forget, which pair will be the biggest on the beach this summer? Will it be this pair of tits? This pair of hairy nuts that had to be censored because, and I kid you not, the original version displays the hairy nuts for all to see? Or Sonic 1 and 2? Now, how can it possibly get worse than that? Well, I'm afraid to tell you, it only goes downhill from here. Or uphill, depending on your perspective on the whole thing. Regardless, though, it's top 5 time. At number 5, Battle Cruiser 3000 AD. At number 4, Davis Cup World Tour. What's my channel icon doing there? Well, that's to prevent this video from getting yeeted off of YouTube, because the original version of this ad is this woman's bare ass cheeks. I am not joking, there's nothing covering that. This is like the most sex sells video game ad I've ever seen. Gotta be. At number 3, the PSP White. No, but What the fuck? Our one and only billboard ad is a white woman choking out a black woman to promote the PSP White. Sony, there are like an infinite number of better ways to advertise the PSP White, and you chose the only bad option. At number 2, Sega 32X. Oh, look at that. Just a father and son just playing some Virtua Fighter together, you know? Huh? So on to number 1. And you're probably wondering, what could possibly be worse or crazier than domestic violence, racism, bare ass cheeks, or just straight up porn? Well, how about number 1, Klonoa? You probably look at this and think, well, I mean, it's sexual, but like, it's not worse than the other ones we saw. I haven't read you the text yet. But Susan, I have Klonoa. Hey baby, I want Klonoa. Klonoa approves this message. Are you actually advertising Klonoa as an STD? Once you've got Klonoa, you won't want to get rid of it. So, from what I've gathered, it sounds like they're advertising Klonoa as the one STD you want and you want to keep. I really have no words. I have no words. How is this an ad for a game that's rated E? And you know the worst part is? Klonoa kind of does sound like the name of an STD. And I hate that. Well, that was the video. The top 60 worst/craziest video game print ads. Or just image ads. Whatever. It was crazy, but... Okay, who turned off the lights? Who's fucking with me?